everybody, it's David Specht, and welcome to this episode of the Driving with Dave show. As you notice, I'm enjoying some mighty fine, very good gum. And I remember when I was a young salesperson, my boss always said, do not be chewing gum in front of the prospect. It will distract them. And I would suggest that you're a little bit distracted now by me talking with this gum in my mouth. But it's all to prove a point. Distractions need to go, need to get out of here. Always remember that every distraction you have, while maybe valid, keeps you off the task you set yourself out to do today. Every one of us wakes up in the morning with a certain set of ideas or tasks they want to get done. But man, when there's a lot of distractions during the day and you get away and you get back at the house, you feel like you haven't done anything. So here's a few tips on how to get rid of those distractions. Number one, check email at certain times of the day, not all day. Now, for salespeople, this is very difficult. For those of us in leadership, probably it's also difficult. However, how many times have you been in the middle of a project, you heard the little, you've got mail, like that ever happens anymore, but you hear the little thing that lets you know you've got new email, and by the time you handle whatever's in the email, you've kind of forgotten what you were working on, and you have to reset and get back into what you were doing. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, do not be afraid to close your door. If you have an office, cubicle, or whatever, it's okay to go all Les Nessman and say, do not cross this line, especially if you're in the middle of an important project. Just be very cordial when explaining to your teammates or explaining to other people that you have set aside this block of time to accomplish this task and that you'll be happy to help them once you're done, but that right now you can't afford any distractions. And number three, put the cell phone away. One of our biggest distractions, if you go anywhere, a restaurant, the movies, a football game, on the road, oh help us, you see people with their noses down into their phones. They're constantly being distracted from what they're doing by whatever's going on, either text or Facebook or any of those things. Turn it off if you can't keep from checking it every 5 minutes. Remember, you're in business to get things done, and what you're trying to get done is important to the success of your business. Get the distractions out of the way. That'll do it for this episode of the BizTools podcast. Wow. Of the Driving with Dave show. Remember, you can visit me on my website at davidaspecht.com. Listen to the BizTools podcast. We have a brand new website and it looks really cool. Go to biztoolspodcast.com. Follow me on social at the BizTools. And remember, applied knowledge is power.